Nick here with McGaughys Suspension. If this truck looks familiar, it is. We just uploaded another YouTube walk around video on this truck just recently. And in that video, it had 35s underneath it. Well, Mike, the owner, I sent him pictures and I'm like, Mike, you gotta run 37s. It'll just complete the look and complete the investment of doing the lift kit and everything else in between. And he said, okay, let's do it. So he had Signature Performance go ahead and put us at a 37s underneath it. So these are 37 1250s now. I'll give you a quick rundown on this truck. I'm not going to go into a complete detail of all the measurements and everything. I'll leave those down in the description just because obviously this is the second time that we're shooting this truck, just because it was valid to show the truck on 37s because it just looks that much more compelling when you look at it. The 35s just didn't look, 35s just don't look like the size tire that needs to be underneath. They're just too small, which is fine. If he needed to run on those 35s for a little bit longer, he could totally have done that. But these 37s just fill in the wheel well and just make it proportionally set up. So it is a 2024 Chevy 2500 ZR2 package truck. So that has the Multimatic shocks. We have a 4-inch kit for the Multimatic shock truck packages, which are the ZR2 for the Chevy, and then for the GMC it'll be an AT4X. And also if you have the Bison or the AEV edition truck, those are the same Multimatic shock package application that we have a 4-inch kit for. Let alone we have the part numbers for the standard 2500 and the 3500 series truck. So this has that 4-inch non-torsion bar drop kit underneath it, which you can see here. I'll just show you guys real quickly. Our 4-inch kit is from bolt to bolt, 4 inches exactly. And you can see here that they are directly dropped down. So it has no front track width gain, no push out. And that is significant because obviously it doesn't look that good when you're trying to, put your wheel and tire package all nice and tucked on your fenders. Then the fronts are sometimes pushed out a little bit more than the rears. And people, obviously don't like that, and then they want to run spacers in the back. You don't have to do that with this kit. This kit has no additional track width. As you can see here, it's set up at 4 inches. You got nice level horizontal CV angles, tie rod angles, all the ball joints. Everything is back in a factory configuration for what it would have been off the showroom floor. And the significance is that, like I'd say in all the videos, is that less angle or more horizontal angle rolling down the road. Those CV shafts are getting less wear, the least amount of wear and tear put on them. And then obviously the steering is better too, because now you're not bound up at an abrupt angle on the tie rod, and you have a direct push and pull on the tie rod assembly to the center link. So those are all benefits there for long-term wear and tear and just drivability. The truck will drive much nicer and smoother. As you can see here, we have a factory ZR2 or AT4X upper control arm. It has plenty of droop travel. That space right there, that's droop travel. And you can measure droop travel by measuring basically where the truck is static ride height, like right here. You can measure either from the top of the tire to the fender or from the center hub to the fender at ride height. Take that measurement, then jack up the truck, let the suspension hang. And what that measurement is, that is how much droop travel you have. Maintaining droop travel is the main concern around keeping your ride quality. Least amount of droop travel lessens the ride quality, and it gets a lot stiffer. Mind you, the trucks come off the showroom floor with about 3 inches of droop travel. So anytime that you start to reduce that 3-inch mark, then it just is a percentage that you're losing of ride quality. So this truck at 4 inches has plenty of droop travel. And as you can see there, you can also see that this wheel has, well, the tire, because of the wheel, has plenty of room right in this area here. We'll go ahead and talk about the wheel and tire package since we looked at that area there. These are a 18x9 method wheel. They are a 5.7 backspace wheel, and we're running a set of 37 1250s, which, like I said in the previous video, had 35s with these same wheels. Now it's 37s. And in the last video, the truck was already trimmed up. It had a Fender tieback kit on it, the felt was trimmed a little higher, and the brackets were pushed back just so then the tire has room to swoop in. A little bit of minor trimming right here on the lower bumper plastic. Let's go over to the other side. Well, I just want to show you real quick here how much room we have there. We have plenty of room. Let's go over to the other side. And as you can see here, minor amount of trimming. So you still have the heater plug there. And again, the felt was trimmed up higher in this area and then swooped down. So then the felt still covers the inside section of the plug for the heater. And fender tiebacks. Just in case you're not aware, the AT4Xs and the ZR2s come with basically a mud flap delete end cap. So if you have like a standard truck, they would hang down real low. Those are usually in the way and they have to be either removed or trimmed, but you can buy aftermarket caps. Well, on these trucks, they don't offer them as of now. They don't offer them because realistically, you don't have that much issue. These ones are tucked up a lot higher, so they're not hanging down and causing an issue. Non-torsion bar drop means the torsion bars stay in the factory location. As you can see there, they run through the cross member and they go over to our bracket, which basically keeps it all tucked nice and high. So you have the most amount of ground clearance in this area right here. And then, like I said, we still have those multimatic shocks in place. This truck has plenty of clearance at 4 inches with these wheels and tires underneath it. So it's a really nice combo. The back is running an 1 3/4 inch rear block, no shims. And this truck currently right now is sitting with, I believe it was 3/4 inch rake. So it's 3/4 inch taller in the rear than it is in the front. And that usually, you know, 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch is usually just to keep it right there. So this one has just a little bit more in the rear, which is fine. He has that set up there so he can put weight in the back and then still not be, you know, running rear end low, making it look like it's sagging or what have you. But man, this truck looks it looks like a completely different animal with these 37s on it, to be quite honest with you. If you go back to the other video, you see it with the 35s and it just doesn't look proportional. It was what it was if he was going to keep it like that and run it for a little bit longer, but I am super pumped and glad, and it warranted making another video to show you guys. And you know, as stated again, I usually go over all the specs of the bed, the roof height and all that good stuff. I'll leave that all in the description down below. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter than normal, but I wanted to just walk around and show you this truck. This truck's beautiful. I really personally like the cab lights. It just is a good look for these trucks. And from what I have learned, because I've been looking into the 2500s, is that California, unfortunately, you can't get cab lights. If anyone knows down below if that is true or the reason behind that, that is what I've been learning, because all the dealerships that I've gone to, none of the California trucks have cab lights. You have to go to Arizona or out of state. This one came from Nevada, and you can get them there. But yeah. And I want to also point out, you know, for anyone that's watching any of these videos, I'm trying to put as much effort into them as possible to make these informative and help you as a truck owner decide on a perfect suspension package for your personal needs. So if there's any information that you would like to have added to these videos, I'm all for it. I have the formula that I kind of feel that is what I've known over the years, which is the measurements and, you know, showing you guys what trimming was involved and ride heights and all that stuff. But if there's anything else, by all means, please drop a comment, reach out to me, and I can start including that information. I like to spec these trucks out. That's why I like to get my hands on them and be able to do these videos, because I actually do have a spec sheet and I write down all this information that I'm talking about in these videos. And I have an Excel file that I've been building that has each one of these trucks that has been documented on that Excel file. So then if anyone reaches out and asks questions, it's at my fingertips. So like I said, anything else that you guys would like to better understand, by all means. One thing that I also want to point out, Signature Performance built this truck. They're in Costa Mesa, California, Orange County. Man, these guys you know, it's probably something small that a lot of people don't realize, but maybe after, you know, if you're seeing this and you've already got your truck lifted by someone and you know, eyesore, you found that the CV shafts and the diff on the passenger side was all, you know, surface rust. Well, you see the center link's pushed out right now because I have the truck turned all the way to the right, and you can see that steering link. That steering link, all the surface rust on it, that is how you would normally see these CV shafts on the outside of the center and over there. So Signature Performance has been taking the extra step. Per the customer, they do charge for it, but while the truck's apart, it's time to do it, and they go ahead, scuff everything down. Anything that's got raw metal that can get surface rust on it, they're scuffing it down on those particular points and painting them black. So then now when this truck owner picks up the truck, they get the full effect of brand new suspension and everything looks really good. So if you're watching this video and you're about to take your truck, you're picking up hopefully one of our McGaughys kits. We've helped you decide on a McGaughys kit, but hopefully that kind of stuff right there, you can go, you know, purchase your kit online from an authorized dealer and then take it over to a local installer and point that out and say, hey, can you do me a favor and paint all that stuff while the truck's apart? Maybe a couple extra hours worth of labor, give or take. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different on what they say, but you know, it is worth it. These trucks are not cheap. We're talking, you know, used, still these new ones, $80,000 plus. What's another couple $100 on the install to get it all cleaned up and look that much nicer? So if you're a person that values that, then point that out to your installer. If you're in the OC area, Signature Performance, Daniel and his team over there has these things dialed in. They're doing good on them. So I just wanted to highlight that and shout them out. They've been doing really well with us and supporting McGaughys, so I'm over here supporting them, showing off their truck. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media. My name is Nick. I take care of the Instagram page and the Facebook page. You can message me on there. That's how the easiest way for you to get a hold of me. I do not have a direct extension inside the office. I'm usually on the road, so it's best to reach out to me on social media. I'm happy to help you guys figure out what is the best combo, wheel and tire combination plus our suspension kit. So then everything falls into place and you have the best outcome possible when you get your truck built. And if you need to find a local authorized dealer, an installer, you can ask on social media, or you can give us a call, or even look on our website as well. We're more than happy to help you. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for watching all these videos, and any information that you guys want to have added to it, by all means, just let us know. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one.